So over the last 7 years, we've worked tirelessly to right the wrongs done to the Windrush generation and their descendants. Now, what were those wrongs? Because, we've talked about compensation, and we've talked about it putting us back in the position we would have been in had those wrongs not occurred. But what we haven't said is that it was Parliament that passed the 1962 Act, the 1968 Act, and the 1971 Act. So that was the wrong. Why aren't we saying to the MPs, look, you designed laws at that time because of certain situations. Why don't we redesign those laws so that they're not still discriminating against people who the MPs say are British in all but legal status? What is that status? That status was given by the 1948 British Nationality Act, Section 4, that said we were all citizens of the United Kingdom and colonies. Martin's dad came over on that basis. That changed when Barbados got its independence. They then stopped being citizens of the United Kingdom and colonies and became citizens of Barbados. That made them then subject to immigration law. Immigration law that had been designed to keep out black and brown people, according to the historical roots of the Windrush Scandal report that was just released last November. It said that the 1962 Act, the 1968 Act, and the 1971 Act, which caught me, were designed based on race. So I say what we do need is a new act that will address that. And the particular point is around what's called Schedule 1 of the British Nationality Act. Now, that deals with all the criteria that you have to meet in terms of naturalisation. Before, we used to have what was called registration. When a British person is born, they don't have to be naturalised. You only naturalise foreigners. But they're telling us that we're British in all but legal status and then trying to naturalise us. It's irrational. I got a naturalisation certificate after I'd been through the Windrush scheme, and I thought, hang on a minute, I came here as a citizen of the United Kingdom and colonies. My dad did. Why am I being naturalised? The reason is they haven't bothered to amend the law, only in terms of you don't have to pay a fee and you don't have to take an English language test or life in the UK. They thought that would be a bit insulting to make us take that test. So what do we need to do now? We've got a new government in place. They're talking about a reset. We had a meeting with the Home Secretary, and she's then asked us to meet with Minister Seymour Malhotra. I must say that meeting the new Minister for Migration, Citizenship, Racial Equality and Windrush, she's very warm, she's positive, and I feel that if we now say to her these specific asks are to redesign the law so that we don't have to apply Schedule 1 that asks, did you intend to live in the UK? That means that if you've been out of the UK for more than 2 years, like I did, you lose your right to live here, your residential status. If you're not of good character, you then can't get your citizenship back. We have people who we are trying to assist at the moment. They came here before me, and because in the 70s and 80s, you had all these sus laws where people used to be stopped and searched and arrested and they got criminal records. They can't get their citizenship back. Some of them have never left the country since they came here. And I'm saying all this is going on, and these people are still living here in the UK. We're not talking about people abroad. When they go abroad with their families, they have to come back and go through the foreign channel, and then the rest of their family go through the British channel. How humiliating is that? So we're still humiliating people. We say that it's a human rights issue. Under Article 14 of the the European Convention on Human Rights, you have a right not to be discriminated against. This was the basis on which we applied for a judicial review of the Windrush scheme, because we were saying, hang on a minute, it's irrational. How can you be saying that you're trying to right the wrongs, and then you're trying to put people who are British in all but legal status through naturalisation scheme. It's irrational. Justice Fordham, to give him his credit, looked at the whole thing and gave a judgment and says, look, guys, you've got to go to Parliament. It's Parliament that's got to do these things. It's not the Home Office. We keep going on and on and on about the Home Office. The Home Office is just an agent of the government that follows or enforces the laws that Parliament passes. If we want to change anything, we need to change the law. And that's why we've put a briefing document together of our Windrush Act. And I brought a couple of colleagues, Lorna and Malika. And if you scanned the QR code at the back, you'll be able to register for our newsletter, and we'll keep you informed of the progress, because we're going after all the MPs. We met a couple of them today, Diane Abbott and Bell, and we want to get them on board. We need 326 of them to agree to this, and then we've got a majority.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Leigh.